Estes around cone. Ultra video parity. Oi. This video deals with a Canon Pixma MX892 printer that printed blank pages. And also, this printer receives a 2.5 out of 5 stars after 157 reviews. You might want to check out the end of this video where I give you I'll give you 2 gold tips. I'll give you a clue. Instead of messing around with inkjet printers, I'll give you a gold tip. Instead of messing around with an inkjet printer that may be nearing retirement, I'll give you a possible gold tip that can save a lot of time and you don't have to go through all of this troubleshooting. But I will go ahead with the troubleshooting because that's how I roll. Alright, now I will get to the solution bit. It will be a few moments because this individual had a lot of responses and there was a lot of troubleshooting. Sometimes when it comes to troubleshooting printers, you think that you're just going to, as a computer technician, you're just going to find the solution right away. Not necessarily. That's why I've learned to just have a laundry list of certain specific troubleshooting steps and try them all. You know what I'm saying? It may take longer, but okay. Now, this was the initial communications. I have a Canon MX892 printer that doesn't print. It seems to work, but pages come out blank. Printer head replaced, still doesn't print. Wow. I'm assuming that they physically replaced the physical printer head? Ooh. Those can be expensive, and inkjet printers, to me, are not worth spending money on, which is one of my gold tips. Wow. Ooh. Okay. How are you connecting to your Canon MX892? Now, that was an automated communication, either wirelessly or with a universal serial bus. The individual responded with a universal serial bus, so this printer was connected to the computer with a universal serial bus cable. Now, the automated system, when did you last update the printer driver software? The individual responded unknown. I don't know if they typed that in, or I don't know. I had a question. What operating system are you using? For example, Apple Mac and crap 10.11, 10.12, 10.13, 10.14, micro crap, micro slop, Windblow 7, 8, or 10. This individual responded with Windblow 7 operating system. I had another question. This is a question and a response. You can make sure you're not out of ink. They claimed that it was printing blank pages. You can remove and reinstall the printer cartridges. Did you change the type of paper used? You can make certain that you're using the same paper that is specified in printer settings. This individual responded with the ink is okay and they are using the same type of paper. Now, you can, on some printers, you can use copy paper. Copy paper might be cheaper, and that is an option. However, some printers are finicky, and they may not like it if you try to use print paper that is for a copier or is not the type of printer paper that is specified. That could cause a printer not to print, or it may cause the printer to print blank pages. And there's many reasons why a printer will print blank pages. Alright? I had an additional communication. Did you remove the printer cartridge and reinstall it? If you are able to copy directly from the printer, you could try to download and reinstall the printer driver from the link below. I just gave away one of the tips. Here's a quick way to potentially narrow down your problem. If most modern, even inkjet printers have the option to copy, unless it's a really cheap printer that's just very, very basic. But most have a copy option. Try to perform a copy directly from the printer, on the printer. Go to the liquid crystal display, click on copy, see if it will print out a copy. If it does, and it does not print, then it is it's going to be your computer. That's so easy, get it? Then If it does copy correctly, then what you can do is restart your computer. What else? You could reinstall the printer driver and software. Okay, now they responded. They tried to copy. The printer goes through the motions, ejects, page, no printing on page. So they're still not printing. They're receiving blank pages. There can be many reasons for blank pages. Here's another additional tip from me. Have you performed a nozzle check? If not, perform a nozzle check. Also, you can perform a clean and deep clean on your cartridges. Some printers, it depends on the printer types, the brands, and some of the basic ones you may not be able to. This has a liquid crystal display because I'm looking at it. Very high probability that you may be able to perform a nozzle check and a cleaning of the printer cartridges on this Canon MX892. Okay, let's move along. This individual performed cleaning, they performed deep cleaning, they performed a nozzle check, still not printing any color. Well, then I asked them, does it print in black? This individual responded, no. Here are some additional troubleshooting steps, very quickly, muy rápido. Power off your printer. Disconnect the power cable from the wall outlet. Disconnect the universal serial bus printer cable from both the printer and computer. On your printer, it's going to be a square connection. On your computer, it's going to be a flat connection. Press and hold the power button on your printer for 30 to 60 seconds. Leave the printer disconnected from power for 5 to 10 minutes. Reconnect the universal serial bus cable and power cable. Restart your computer. Power on your printer and see if it will now print normal. This individual responded claiming the printer is still not working after reset. Alright. Now let's move along. Some more troubleshooting. And you can, check out my tools and my trade. Alright. They stipulated that they were using, I do not know why, but they were using Microcrap Microslop Windows 7 operating system. Now these are more advanced instructions. This is how you manually, properly remove the printer driver and software from Microsoft operating system, more specifically, succinctly, Windows 7. If you are using Microsoft Windows 7 operating system, then follow these instructions. Remove the printer software from programs and features. Then remove the printer from devices and printers. Now type the following command into a run box. You're going to have to open up a command prompt in Microsoft Windows. You're going to have to, I think, also elevate your privileges. Type in this command, print UI, PRINTUI, space, / the letter T, the number 2. Hit enter. A window will open up, a small window will pop up. Select your printer and click on remove. Select remove driver and driver package. Click on OK, then click on yes. Now click on delete. This is very crucial. You have to delete the printer driver because it's very possible that the printer driver in Microcrap Microslop Windows 7 operating system became corrupt. And that is what's causing the blank pages. Yes, a corrupt printer driver can cause blank pages. Because you already proved that it's not the printer cartridges. It's not the printer necessarily. Because you were able to correctly, successfully copy. And it printed out a copy in ink. Then, now here's a warning. When you click on delete, you may receive an error claiming that access denied. You cannot delete the driver. What you can do is restart your computer and try again. If you still receive that error, restart Microcrap Microslop Windows 7 operating system into safe mode. Then delete the driver. There's some kind of maybe permissions or some kind of a problem where sometimes you cannot delete the driver manually. So you have to boot into safe mode. Then you can remove the driver. It should say successful. It should tell you that the driver has been deleted. That is very important. You know why? Because when you go to reinstall the software from Canon, the Canon MX892 printer driver and software, is going to try to reinstall the driver on top of itself. And that driver is corrupt. And it might also be in the registry. You know what I'm saying? The Windows registry. Download and reinstall the printer, driver, and software after you were able to successfully delete the driver. If you are using Microsoft Windows 10 operating system, those are separate instructions. I'm not going to discuss that. I think I'm going to just title the video let's see, Canon MX892 printer prints blank pages, Microsoft Windows 7, whatever. I'm going to tailor this video only for Windows 7. If you are using Windows 10, the instructions are similar but not the same. They are on screen, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go off into that. Now, nope. You can look up the instructions, or they're on screen. You can pause the video. Bam. I'm done. All right. What else? Any other further tips? I think I'm done with the. We narrowed it down. It was most likely very high chance that it was the Microsoft Windows operating system again. The driver became corrupt, and you have to manually delete it and then reinstall the driver and software and I don't know what the percentages are, but quite often that fixes the problem. There may be some technicians that do not know, or I don't know. A lot of people forget the fact that you have to manually delete, and you have to know how to do it on Microsoft. You have to manually delete that driver. Otherwise, you're just reinstalling the same corrupt driver on top of itself over and over and over again. Alright? Now, here are the two tips that I alluded to at the beginning of this video. Let me see how much time. 11, 58, 59, 12 minutes. That's pretty good. Number one, you can save yourself time by not using inkjet printers. They are notoriously problematic. Just try to obtain a Laserjet. This is one of my 2 gold tips of this video. Do not fuck around. Don't waste time with inkjet printers ever. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? Laserjet printers are a lot more reliable. They're not perfect. And I'll give you an additional tip, but for now, this is the main general gold tip. Laserjet printers can be quite a bit more expensive, but you might be able to obtain a used Laserjet for maybe $100 if you're lucky, if not $200, $300, whatever. Another thing here's some additional bonus tips. Try to find a Laserjet printer with good reviews. This is not very productive. 2.5, that's pretty bad. That's a C. That's mediocre. And inkjet printers, and I'm not just excluding Canon. No, Hewlett-Packard, Lexmark, Sharp, they are notoriously horrendous. Inkjet printers are designed different. I'm not going to discuss that. They are different than a Laserjet. Laserjet, they're not perfect, but generally they're better. It deals with the cartridges, you know what I'm saying? You can save yourself a lot of headache, alright? But what you will want to is to find a Laserjet that is reliable. So you can just look for brand, model, look for reviews, look for the track record. Are there any product recalls? Are there any major problems? And then try to find a used one if you do not want to spend a lot of money. Used Laserjets are just fine. They're all over Craigslist, eBay, Amazon, etc. ad nauseum, ad infinitum. You might even be able to purchase a used Laserjet directly from the manufacturer. Dell, Hewlett-Packard, Canon. Does Canon manufacture Laserjet? Whatever. They may or may not. Meaning the printer manufacturers may or may not sell used, but they may. I know Dell has a refurbished website that you can buy refurbished. They may sell refurbished and or used Laserjets that are, you know what I'm saying? Or you could go out and spend $1,000 on a Laserjet if you wanted to. Same procedure. Go out and try to find the track record. Look for reviews. Look for problems. That'll save you a lot of wasted time this dumb shit time troubleshooting something that costs $50. You know what I'm saying? Alright, here's my second gold tip. If you do not want to use a Laserjet, you do not want to spend additional money, or you do not want to buy a new one, or you don't even want to buy a used one. Too expensive, you do not print that much, whatever. What you can do, if the scenario, if this printer lasted a long time or sufficient for you, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and you really like that inkjet, but it just finally needs retirement. No matter what you try, all the troubleshooting, you even physically repaired the print head. Oh my God! Wow, I would never spend money on that on inkjet or whatever. But that's just me. What you can do is and I used this on a previous customer. Their printer I submitted a data dump on them. I gave them as many different printer troubleshooting steps as I could, and they could not salvage their inkjet. But they really liked their inkjet, and it lasted a long time. I don't know what it was, 10, 20 years, or whatever. And what I did is I went out and I looked for the same printer and the same model. Now, according to my experiences with computers and printers and smartphones, it's not necessarily the brand. It's, to me, the model. Some computers and smartphones and printer models, they just have a lot more problems than other ones. You know, although this 2.5-star rating is not very good, and I'm suspicious that this could be a problem. This is a common problem with these Canon Pixma MX892s. 157 degrees. However, it may not be absolutist. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so here's the second gold tip. What you do is you look for the same printer, Canon Pixma MX892, and find a brand new one. It's a paradox. Technically, it is not brand new because the manufacturer date was a long time ago. However, technically, it is still brand new because it's brand new in its box, in its packaging. Yeah, oh yes, you might be surprised. I'm not. There's a lot of computers, there's a lot of printers, there's a lot of smartphones that are 5 years old, maybe even older, maybe 10, who knows how old, because of supply and demand. Those devices, those printers, those computers were not sold out. You can look on Amazon, you can look on eBay, and you might even be able to find one on Craigslist. What you want to do, I would not fuck with a used one, but me personally, I would not. But you could also try that. But I think you want to find a new one in its original packaging. It has not been opened. It has never been used. And you may get another 5 years, 10 years, whatever out of it. Yes, that's my second gold tip. If you have one of these inkjet printers that just it's reached retirement, that's my second gold tip. Alright? And I had a customer that I found the exact same printer, the exact same model, and it was brand new in its packaging, and it was on Amazon. And I said, well, you know what? And the only reason why I even recommended it is because they said they really liked that printer. They may have used the word love. Although I don't think love exists, but as I know, I don't think humans love each other, but I probably love a computer more than any human. Anyways, I digress. These humans are just whatever. Anyways. And so that's why I searched. And it only took a few seconds and I found one. That is my second gold tip. You know what I'm saying? And you can use that tip for any computer, any smartphone, any printer, any brand, any model. If you are happy with that technology and it just is probably at the stage of retirement where you cannot salvage it unless you spend a shitload of money and replace it, just find the same original original printer, brand, and model in its new packaging. And then also, as long as you can still find the cartridges for it, which this customer was able to. Adios!